I'm old school. If you want to prove viruses exist, you just spray the fucking thing in the air. And if people get sick, or if the animal gets sick, you could say it's most likely a fucking virus. If you don't want to spray it in the air and you want a more natural route of contact, means of exposure, get some, for example, parvo, replace parvo with any disease. Dogs, replace dogs with any kind of animal. Bring in this parvo infected dog and see if the dogs that it's introduced to have a higher rate of parvo than the dogs that are not introduced to the parvo dog. If it doesn't happen, you just fucking stop there. There's no fucking disease-causing virus that causes at least parvo. And look at all the rest of them. You know what's funny? Humanity has done this like over 100 years ago, even. And you could see just as well then, there's no virus. People, big-time doctors, all sorts of people were saying, the germ theory doesn't even make sense. But all these fucking dumbasses still buying all this shit and believing all this shit and asking for a big doctor to tell them all sorts of shit. And that's why we're still believing in germ theory and viruses. We just look at what Stefan Lanker's done with these cell cultures. There's pointing out that the times that people have said that there's viruses is just ridiculous. There's no strict controls. If you don't know what controls mean, just figure that out. I'm not going to explain it right now, okay? The scientists, or the ones who believe in virology, they might end up saying, okay, maybe that's not a virus, but okay, well, these are viruses. You just keep changing the goalposts of what a virus is. These are these little packages that come along with wasps when they inject their larvae into a caterpillar. The viruses are made from the wasp's own genome. They're endogenous viruses. The viruses don't reproduce in any cell culture to be isolated and extracted, analysed, The viruses don't reproduce in any other organism's cells. They're endogenous to the wasp only. They help the wasp larvae hatch. So if that's a virus too, then okay, there's a virus there. Seems like there's a virus, but I'd just call them exosomes.